Welcome, everyone. For those of you who have joined us, my name is Michael Graham. I'm the Chief Academic Officer for the district, and it's my honor to welcome you here to our State of the Schools address, which will be presented by Superintendent Ed Graff. To begin with, though, we have the pleasure today of having 5th grade student Nala White from Russian Jack Elementary here to perform our national anthem. So I'd ask Nala to come up and ask all of you to rise at this time.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly gleaming, and rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much. That's awesome. Wow, you may be seated. Thank you so much, Nala. That was amazing. Let's give Nala one more hand for getting us off to a great start. Can't get off to a much better start than that. Again, welcome. I want to let you know we have an amazing group in attendance here this morning. We welcome elected leaders from the state legislature, our Education Commissioner Mike Hanley, Anchorage Assembly members, Mayor Ethan Berkowitz, our own city manager, Mike Abbott, and of course, our Anchorage School Board members. We're also pleased to welcome our community leaders ranging from our police and fire chiefs to our school business partners and local nonprofit or for-purpose organizations. I'd also like you to give a special welcome and thank you to our school-based staff who are here today, many of whom took a break from their last few days of summer vacation to join us as we kick off this new school year. And of course, you are all joined here today by school principals and school district leaders who are participating in a full day of professional development to ensure we are well prepared to start the new school year. So thank you all for being here. Your support of public education and the Anchorage School District is very much appreciated and certainly valued. So at this time, it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage Anchorage School Board President Cameron Perez-Verdia to offer a few remarks.
This. Good morning and welcome. My name is Cameron Perez-Verdia. I am proud to serve as the president of the Anchorage School Board. In my full-time job, I serve as Senior Director of Education Impact for United Way of Anchorage. But first and foremost, I'm a dad. My oldest is going to enter 1st grade this year, and my youngest will enter kindergarten next year. And the reason I'm here is to ensure that my children and all children in Anchorage receive a quality education. Today I want to talk to you about 3 things: celebration, challenges, and possibilities. First and foremost, I want to celebrate a new school year, celebrate all the amazing things that the Anchorage School District does every day, celebrate the administrators, principals, support staff, teachers, and all of the talented people that work at ASD. I want to celebrate our community partners, many of which are here today, our business community, nonprofit, and community organizations. I want to celebrate our parents and our families. And I want to celebrate our students, the reason we're all here. Thank you for all that you do to support, to inspire, and to prepare our children for the future. Next, I want to talk about challenges. As the son of educators who've worked in Alaska for more than 50 years, I believe that this is one of the most challenging times in history to work in public education. Whether it's the funding challenges that we face, public perception, increasing teacher responsibility and declining support, increasing class sizes, over-testing, the irresponsibility of the use of data, like judging schools and teachers and students based on limited and sometimes questionable data, the increasing poverty and transience that we see in our students and families, the amount of trauma that we see in our children, the language and cultural barriers that our children face, and that's just the beginning. With all of these challenges, your job is more important than ever. The work each of you do to support students, all students. Thank you for tackling these many challenges every single day. And finally, that leads me to my last point, possibilities. What is possible? I've worked in the nonprofit world for more than 20 years now, and I've had the opportunity to work with the most at-risk students and families, homelessness, drug addiction, abuse, hunger, and significant cognitive and physical disabilities. And I can tell you that great things are possible, even with the greatest of challenges. We as a school district, we can do more. We need to push through status quo and embrace innovation. We have to be willing to take risks. We can achieve more. We have to. More children can come to school ready to succeed. More children can read by the 3rd grade, attend school regularly, and more can go on to graduate and go on to successful lives. For us to accomplish all that we strive to, many things need to happen, but I want to talk about just 2. First, we need a clear vision as a district and as a community of where we're going and what success looks like. As a school board, we're working on this and have made some important first steps. Higher expectations are vital. Being honest about what children need to know and need to be able to do when they graduate is extremely important. The adoption of higher standards is a great first step. Another area that's vital to achieving our vision is the realization that as schools, we can't do it alone. We need to strengthen our partnerships with families, our community organizations, the business community, as well as the municipality and state government to achieve greatness. We have a great school district, but I believe by working together with a shared vision and working collectively that we can be even better. In closing, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate where we are today. Let's celebrate all the things that we've accomplished. But let's be honest about the challenges that we face. And together, I believe that we can achieve what's possible. So again, thank you for all that you do to support our children, and let's have a great school year. Thank you.
Thank you, President Perez-Verdia. I'd now like to introduce another president, this time the president of our Student Advisory Board. Please welcome Diamond High Senior and SAB President, Savannah Melendez.
Hello, everyone. I am so honored to be speaking at an event today, such as this. My position as student representative to the Anchorage School Board has already opened up so many opportunities for me, and I'm so glad to be able to speak to all of you today. My goal as student representative is to create an open and effective channel of communication between the 48,000 students that attend school in this district and the board members representing them. My job is to be the voice of the students in front of those making the decisions about their education. And students have already begun to speak up. Today, I represent the Student Advisory Board, a committee of dedicated students from each middle school and high school that meets to help shape the future of the Anchorage School District. Together, we address issues future students might face, advocate positive messages to our schools, and work directly with district professionals to make decisions in the best interest of each student in the district. Our work on the Student Advisory Board has been dedicated to bettering each student's academic environment. Some projects that we have addressed are our anti-bullying campaign, our BU campaign, which discourages the use of drugs and alcohol, and program Raise Your Voice, where students create films about various problems in the community. The Student Advisory Board has also been directly involved in academics, from choosing textbooks to assessing current House bills tied to the curriculum. Our main focus now is Destination 2020, a goal where 90% of students will be proficient in reading, writing, and math. 90% of students will graduate high school, and every student will attend school at least 90% of the time. I can assure you that students are just as excited and motivated by this goal as their administrators. We are all working together to spread the word and to achieve these standards. The student leaders in the district have been passionate advocates in representing their respective schools, and we hope to continue such positive and effective work in the coming school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah. We are grateful for your leadership and certainly wish you a good senior year. And now, the moment you all have been waiting for. I ask you please direct your attention to this nice large screen as we welcome Superintendent Ed Graff and this year's State of the Schools presentation.
Avante,
And what grade are you in?
preschool. Hi, my name is Chantel. I'm in kindergarten. Zamir, Z-A-M-I-R. I'm in second grade. My name's Cassandra, C-A-S-S-A-N-D-R-A. I'm in third grade.
Hello, my name is Brooke. I am a fourth grader at Russian Jack.
Gabriella, and I'm in 5th grade.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and I'm a 6th grader at Daggett Middle School.
Hi, I'm Emmeline. I'm a 7th grader.
I'm Madison, an 8th grader.
My name is Blake Caldwell. I am in 9th grade.
My name is Mariah. I'm 16 years old, and I currently am a sophomore.
My name is Ashley Tracy. I am a junior at East High School.
My favorite thing is my teacher. I like to play the monkey bars and I like to play housekeeping. My favorite thing about school is field day. My favorite thing at school is gym because we get to play and run around.
My favorite things are math and PE because math, I'm really good at it and it just gives me a sense of comfortability. And PE, it lets me get all my energy out.
My favorite thing about school is learning things because it gives me a good education.
I like coming to school because there are people all around me to support me through anything that I'm going through or help me with anything that I need help with, and that's really nice.
I like coming to school every day to interact with my friends and new students and teachers and learn new things like languages and math and new books that are going around.
My favorite thing about school is my teachers because they provide a very good support system for me and to help me deal with regular problems that I have.
My favorite thing about coming to school in general would probably just be being able to hang out with all my friends every day and go to classes I like.
My favorite thing about school has to be the people that I've met here at East Anchorage High School, and that's not just the students, that's the staff, the janitors, the principal, activities principal, like everything like that. Like everybody here is just so different and so accepting of just everybody in general. They really learn to accept you for who you are, and nobody judges you, and like I've just had so many laughs with the people here. That has to be the best thing that I've experienced here.
My favorite thing about coming to school would probably be getting the chance to learn and meet all these people at East. And being in student government, I am one of the people that put together the pep assemblies. So I have the opportunity to sit or stand in front of the whole entire school, and I see everyone come together as the school, and it just brings a lot of pride in my heart to see the school come together.
When I grow up, I want to be a basketball player. When I grow up, I'm going to be a movie star.
When I grow up, I want to be a football player because it's cool and fun.
When I grow up, I want to be a professional dancer because I like dancing.
When I grow up, I want to be a singer, songwriter, or piano player.
When I grow up, I want to be a photographer and travel all around the world taking pictures of stuff.
I really like the arts and science, but I'm not quite sure what I'd like to be when I grow up yet.
A surgical oncologist because I want to help people get through with cancer and stuff.
When I grow up, I want to be an environmental lawyer because mixing biology and argumentative speech, two things that I am very passionate about.
I don't know exactly what I want to do per se. I don't know if I want to go to college, but I would like to do something with the law enforcement or possibly even go into the armed forces.
When I get older and I graduate from high school and college, I hopefully will become an architectural engineer. Being an architect is something that I've just wanted to be for a few years now. About until like 6th grade, I started looking at structures of houses and buildings.
I'd like to become either a pediatrician or a pediatric nurse, working with kids. I love kids and I want to help people. A couple years ago, my cousin was actually admitted to the hospital because he had meningitis, and seeing everyone work on him, it kind of inspired me to become a pediatric nurse and help babies.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Did you want to be in law enforcement, an architectural engineer, a surgical oncologist, a dancer? Did you always want to be an educator? Let me ask you this. How old were you when you knew what you wanted to do? What was your path to get to where you are today? As we answer those questions about the paths we all took to get to where we are now, we're reminded of what inspired us along the way and how every path evolves and changes as we grow. The students you saw in the video, they have a sense of who they are. They have a passion, and that's inspirational. You definitely felt the emotion and expression when the first grader, Ray, talked about trains. He's a perfect example of why we do what we do, right now, today. From community and business leaders to administrators to support staff and to school personnel, we have the opportunity and ability to help each one of those students reach their aspirations. It's so powerful to know that all of us here today are making a positive difference in the lives of those students and thousands of others. With more than 47,000 students in the Anchorage School District, we're one of the largest public school systems in the nation. We support more than 130 schools and programs. We offer amazing experiences for all of our students. One of the things we're most proud of is our student diversity. Recently, a UAA researcher found that we have the most diverse schools in the nation, the entire nation. We have the top 3 most diverse high schools in the United States. 6 of our middle schools are in the top 10, and 19 of our elementary schools are included in the list of top 20 most diverse elementary schools. Our student population provides all of us the ability to interact with people from many different backgrounds, expand our knowledge of cultures, and more importantly, prepare students for life in a global society. What an invaluable learning experience. Thank you, board members, elected officials, staff, business, and community members for making this event, our State of the Schools, and our students' achievements a priority in your day. As President Cameron Perez-Verdia mentioned already, we're here to celebrate the state of our schools. Today, I'm going to share the positive impact we're making in students' lives and how Destination 2020, our strategic plan, shapes our framework for success. I want you to walk away today knowing you are all a huge part of how we help each one of our students achieve success in life. You are here because you are part of this success. Our focus is on students. It's the most critical part of the work that we do in our district. The students are why we are here. At Aquarian Charter School, just about every morning, from August through May, you can see Principal Lucas Saltzman at the front door of the school where he greets and shakes the hand of every student as they enter the building. Not only does this help Principal Saltzman make a connection with the students, it also helps him build connections with his parents and community. From a child's first day of preschool or kindergarten to walking across the stage to celebrate high school graduation, students are at the center of everything we do. We want all of our students to succeed. We want them to be proficient, and many are, but that's not good enough. We want all of our students to continue learning and growing. We owe this to every one of them. All students should have the access to challenging content to prepare them for their college and career readiness goals. We've increased our standards, we have new assessments, adopted new curriculum, and we're improving our practices. This spring, our students took a new state assessment based on new standards. We won't get the results for a few more months, but we can and should expect the results to be different than what we're used to. Because of increased rigor in these standards, we know our proficiency results won't be as high. But we have to have an understanding of where we are and be accountable to that. It's how we grow and improve. The state results are one source of information. We're fortunate to have a number of other tools we use to make informed decisions. One is our Ames Web screening, a way to measure growth in our students throughout their school year. This year, 55% of students are showing growth in reading, and 59% are showing annual growth in math. Both of these growth indicators increased from previous years. Our work is not complete, but we're making progress and we're headed in the right direction. We're paying especially close attention to growth in our earliest grade levels, and for good reason. Reading is central to all learning. That's why we're investing in early literacy efforts to make sure students have a strong reading foundation. Over at the far east end of Anchorage sits Muldoon Elementary School, where about 400 students call themselves Muldoon Grizzlies. This school is one of 9 elementary schools across the district with a very similar building design. So when you walk inside, you feel a sense of familiarity. That's important because Muldoon has a high population of students who change schools within the district, and the design helps them settle into their new school that much easier. But there's something else here. School staff is using information from reading and math data to drive their decisions about how to shape learning in their school. Staff members say the information leads to greater conversations and more action, beyond what they once did based on observations and annual assessments. They're getting a better understanding of student learning needs at a deeper level and at a time when it will greatly benefit the students. Last year, 64% of the Muldoon students made a full year's academic growth in reading. This year, 74% of students made at least 1 year's growth in reading. (64% to 74% in 1 year's time. I'd say they're doing the work of superheroes. Kudos to the staff, Muldoon. Nice job. It reminds me of how meaningful our work is and the impact we can make. Thinking back to my teaching days, my very first job as a teacher was at Gladys Wood Elementary in 1991. I can still remember the faces of my kids. People who aren't educators always say they're amazed that teachers can remember their students over the years. We know why, though, don't we? It's because they leave such a lasting impression on our lives. There's one student I had in my 4th year of teaching who I remember well. Her name is Kelly. That's Kelly. She was tall, quiet, always helpful and positive. She was a great student who had a passion for learning. I remember Kelly loved to write. She also loved to read. And in 1995, we had a school readathon. It was called Rock and Read. Commissioner Hanley, you're in the audience somewhere. You were a staff member at Gladys Wood at the time, and I'm sure you remember those assemblies we had, the Rock and Read Assembly. Well, one of the culminating activities to celebrate student success was a school-wide assembly where students got a visit from a singing Elvis. Yeah. Can you guess who Elvis was? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. And that's Kelly there with me. Kelly never lost her passion for learning. She pursued it. I know this because Kelly's now a teacher. In fact, she works at Gladys Wood Elementary, the same school where I met her 20 years ago. Please help me welcome Kelly to the stage. I'm going to give you a hug. Making me proud. So Kelly, do you remember when I visited your class a couple months ago? I went out to Gladys Wood. I walked into her classroom. She's a first grade teacher. And as I walk in there, one of her students recognizes me. He's like, "I know you." And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm the superintendent. It's good to be known. He didn't know me because I was a superintendent. He knew me because on her wall she had a picture of our class. Do you remember the picture?
I remember the picture, yes.
It's that picture right there.
Yep.
In 1995, the Anchorage People Mover had a contest, Name the School Bus contest. And our class had a student who submitted a name for their school bus. Do you remember the name?
I do remember. It was the Anchorage Moose Caboose.
The Anchorage Moose Caboose. It's 20 years ago. Has anyone seen the Anchorage Moose Caboose lately? I don't know if it's still out there. Kelly, what was your most memorable event from that school year?
It was a really fun year. I remember all of us 4th graders, we thought we were really cool because our classroom was out in the relocatable.
Yeah.
We all loved Mr. Graff. He made learning fun, and he wanted us to be our greatest.
Thank you. I remember that school year too, and I remember the relo as well. You'll notice in the picture that we're all bundled up. The prize that we got is we got to get on the bus on a Saturday and go down to the Sullivan Arena. And then we drove back. And we loved it. We loved it. One of the things I remember about this year is I was out in a relo, and it was the year that our temperatures were extremely, extremely cold. We had, I think, 2 to 3 weeks of indoor recess. And for those of you that worked in a relo with students at recess time, you pretty much are in the relo the whole day. You don't get your break. And we had a lot of fun in there. And Kelly's right. I had high expectations for students. I wanted them to do their best. And I also wanted to make sure that I found their passion for learning. So you're a teacher now.
I am, yes.
What's your passion, or where do you find inspiration?
My inspiration comes from knowing that I can inspire kids to become lifelong learners, to become successful members in our community. When kids get that aha moment, that drives me to become a better teacher.
That's what we're working for. That's exactly it. We want every student in your classroom, in your school, in our community to be inspired by something that we've taught them or something they've discovered through learning. Kelly, I'm so proud to have you as a teacher in the Anchorage School District. Proud to say that you were one of my students, and I thank you for all the work that you do to continue to inspire our students. Let's give Kelly a nice round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. I was going to ask her who her favorite fourth grade teacher was, but I think I know the answer. By all accounts, Kelly is a very good teacher, but we can always improve our skills and abilities. So how do we help teachers like Kelly grow and become even better teachers than they are now? My job, the job for all leaders in the district, is to provide staff what is needed to support students. For example, our new teacher evaluation system is an investment we're willing to make to support our teachers and to ensure we are providing them the resources and feedback they need. This process has been challenging at times. I know that's because we're changing the practice and mindset of what we're used to. We are growing, and our students will benefit from it. It's easy for me to stand up on the stage and talk about growth, but it's more powerful when individuals reflect that. Let me give you an example. Service High School teacher Eileen Foley was elected faculty speaker at Service's graduation this past spring. I want to show you a video clip of part of her remarks.
Let me speak about what I learned from you. The first thing I learned was to open myself up to new experiences. Each year I prod students into doing something they have never done before, such as rapping about Greek mythology. I point out that doing things we have not done before or that we might be afraid to do helps us grow as individuals. I have never given a graduation speech before because of the fear of public speaking. I realized I cannot expect my students to take chances if I myself do not. I've been 5'3" my entire adult life, so I'm hoping this growth experience will add at least 4 inches to my height. My hope for you is that you continue to embrace opportunities and challenges and gain a few inches in height as well.
Eileen is right on in her remarks. Growth promotes success. At times, it brings unexpected accomplishments. Through growth, you find success in ways you never thought you might. Like the work of our Denali Award winners. These are employees who are doing great things. Please help me welcome this past year's winners to the stage. Denali Award winners, come on up. The Denali Award is the highest level of staff recognition offered by the district. These are not just people who are good at their jobs. They do things beyond what is expected or thought possible. They've done exemplary work. They're growing themselves, and everyone around them is reaping the benefits. I want you to tell me your name and what motivates you to do your job.
Do you have to start with me, really?
Yes. This is her home turf. That's why I'm starting with her.
And I'm a horrible public speaker, so. I'm Shameen Briner, and I work here at West High School. And West Side is the best side, so I love my job.
That's good.
Stephanie OJ out of Title I Instructional Support, and Shelley has our motivation, she'll tell you.
Lindsay Fees.
Oh, wait a second, guys.
We won the award as a team.
Okay.
So we have a team response.
I was just acknowledging the humbleness that comes from your
Jessica Graziano.
My name is Shelley Eldred, and I wasn't present when they decided that I got to do the team response. Late to the texting conversation. We're the Title I instructional support team. We work together as a team with other colleagues to support all of the Title I schools that serve students pre-K through high school. We're privileged to work and learn with Karin Halpin, who sets the focus and provides guidance for our work with Title I. We think we have the best jobs in the district because we get to partner with teachers, administrators, and families who are passionate about growing their skills to ensure equitable learning experiences for all children. And because of our jobs, we get to be part of that journey with them.
I'm Tim Johnstone. I teach mathematics at Benny Benson Secondary School. I love to teach. I love my students. And I think Anchorage School District is the top district in the country.
I'm Kathy Clausen. I'm the district test coordinator, and I can list the people that inspired me growing up, and they're all teachers. Mrs. Finistad, Mrs. Jelly, Mr. Kistner, Mrs. Brutally, Miss Murphy. They're who I want to be when I grow up.
I'm Allison Sussel, District Test Coordinator last year for 3 years with Kathy, and I'm super excited to be at Chugiak High this year as an AP. And really what motivated me the past 3 years was working with excellent colleagues. I think that Kathy and I really motivated each other to really be the best that we could be so that it would help every student, every staff member to be the best that they could be and do the best in their power. So I'm pretty excited to have won this with Kathy, and hopefully to continue motivating each other to do the best that we can do every day for our kids.
Thank you, guys. Let's shake your hand. Thank all of you for the work that you're doing and the difference you're making in the lives of not only our students, but everyone else that you do such a fantastic job of supporting. Thank you guys so much. And for those of you in the audience, after this event is over, if you happen to see them, please make sure you thank them personally for the difference they're making in the lives of our students and staff members as well. The idea of investing in our staff and recognizing all they do goes beyond us. It's also an investment made by our students and our community. This past April, students in Amir's Middle School Project Citizen class decided to thank a group of professionals who don't receive compliments or even a thank you very often. They held a bus driver appreciation event. Students wrote personal thank you notes for each driver, attendant, and substitute, and made homemade cookies and signs in their honor. While the signs were created by the students, the materials to make them were donated by a local business. The business saw the value in recognizing this group of ASD staff members, and the school saw the value in connecting with the business community to highlight this positive project by their students to support their drivers and to build community support. When we talk about engaging the community, we're talking about being actively involved with businesses, neighbors, and especially our parents. Let me be clear on this. Our community supports public education. The Anchorage community supports public education. That's something we need to celebrate. This was again made evident just a few months ago when we celebrated the accomplishments of 2,600 ASD graduates. You could read notes of congratulations on reader boards of local businesses and see companies celebrating our graduates on social media. Through our School Business Partnership Program, more than 600 businesses have a direct connection to our schools. Sometimes this engagement is demonstrated by support at a school family night or as a field trip volunteer. and sometimes it's more complex. Like the work we're doing in our community partnerships with 90% by 2020 and ARISE. The collective action partnerships are more than just us talking about what ASD needs. It's about aligning our work and efforts with the community to address areas where we can grow. That takes risk. When an organization comes to you with new ideas for development, engaging with them becomes a growth process. It requires a shift in the mindset and culture, yet the outcome can be better than ever expected. We're seeing that with our graduates. 10 years ago, our graduation rate was 59%. Last year, it was 73.5%. This year, our preliminary graduation rate is 78.6%. That's nearly a 5-point increase from last year and nearly 20 points better than a decade ago. With the increase in our graduates, we're also helping students see the value in earning a diploma, and we're proud to have one of the lowest dropout rates ever. These are all very good things. These are great things. When students are in school, we can help them succeed, but they need to attend school regularly. 20% of our students miss more than 17 days of school each year. 20%. There's a direct correlation between student attendance and student achievement. One middle school student summed it up with an attendance poster he designed. Parents and the community are crucial to helping us improve student attendance. We need their support in setting expectations of habits that are so critical in school and the workforce. Our community is built around public education, and that will continue as we move forward. We, the Anchorage School District, are part of our community's past, present, and future. We've been a huge part of the Anchorage Centennial Celebration, which is also our district's 100-year celebration. This year, we partnered with the Alaska Railroad for a special centennial train ride. All of our second graders got to ride through town and learn about our city. That's just one of the many fun and exciting ways we've engaged with the community around this special milestone. Our community partnerships make us stronger. Together, we're not only strengthening our relationships, but also the services we use and provide for the betterment and benefit of our students. To achieve more in this area will require thinking outside of the box, and we will continue to work on that. 2 of our middle schools, Clark and Begich, have school-based health centers. Students can get physicals, immunizations, and treatment of acute illnesses or injuries beyond the scope of the school nurse. These services are critical to our community and our students. Because of the school-based health centers, last year more than 500 students received immediate access to health care. Their attendance is improving, and more students are participating in sports and healthy activities. This work is done through community partnerships and is strengthening connections to our schools, not just with the partner organizations, but with our students and their families as well. We're also partnering with the Anchorage People Mover to provide additional transportation options to no cost for East High School students. This expands students' access to numerous opportunities throughout the community. Students can come into school early, they can participate in after-school clubs, and they can experience other parts of our diverse town that they may not have been able to reach easily before. More than 850 students took advantage of this opportunity last year, taking more than 25,000 trips. This effort worked so well, this year we're expanding the opportunity to Benny Benson and Bartlett High School students. We are strengthening our services, and we're doing it with the community support. By listening to our community, we know that their feedback is vital to the district's health and well-being. Local taxpayers play a huge role in the Anchorage School District and its success. Over the last several years, our community's support of the district is shown at the ballot box through a passage of our school bonds. Even this past April, amid the dismal state budget forecast, voters approved a bond package that will renew 4 of our schools with the greatest needs. I believe this is because we're building strong packages based on data used to make and using data to make informed decisions. Ultimately, the community understands the need and they're committed to supporting our students. In order for our district to continue to develop and improve, we need to not only continue, but evolve our focus on students, on staff, on community, and on our services. Together, they create our framework for success. We know no matter how successful we are and how many accomplishments we achieve, small or great, there will always be a need to improve. That's the nature of what we do. To educate all students for success in life, we, each of us, and the district as a whole, must have continuous improvement. To summarize it in one word, growth. It will come from our perseverance and passion. We have it, and we teach it to others. We find that passion, we nurture it, and do our best to make it happen for every one of our students. I would like each one of you to entertain me here for a minute and follow along with me. I'd like you all to please stand up. That was very easy. Now I'd like you to put your hands in the air. I see a lot of you looking around. You feel a little uncomfortable? You can sit down. Go ahead, sit down. For those of you who are a little uncomfortable with that request, it took a little leap of faith to follow those directions. For others, it was no big deal. Now I want you to try that again. Stand up, stretch, and reach even higher than you did the last time. Congratulations, that's growth. Now that you've been through that exercise, I want you to use this simple activity as a reference point for the potential discomfort and awkwardness and perhaps even fear that can come from any change. With the right mindset and through the right supports and guidance, we can positively change and grow. Our students are doing it. We can do it too. Right now, it starts today. We're doing it for these students right here, and thousands of others. The video you saw earlier featured a student in each grade level. The video highlighted so many elements of growth as students progress through the grade levels. But it's more than just students growing physically. Maybe you didn't notice it immediately. Chantel, the kindergartner who's starting first grade in a few weeks, avoided making eye contact with the camera. Zamir, the second grader going into third, he spelled his name for you. As the students got older, they didn't need prompting to speak in complete sentences or complex sentences. This is part of the growth they experience in their education. Ryan, a middle school student, is developing a deeper thought process as she starts to consider her own career path. She knows there are many options there for her future. She recognizes the staff at her school who support her and help her grow. Mariah, who's beginning her junior year in high school, touched on diversity and how wonderful it was that everyone was so accepting. She recognizes that there are differing perspectives in the world, and she embraces that. Even such short clips show growth and development of our students. We, as educators, parents, people who are engaged in our schools, are so fortunate to see that every day. Growth is measured in many forms of information. It encompasses the whole child. Our inspiration, my inspiration, is the students. There's one student in particular who you got a glimpse of a little earlier. His name is Ray Freeman. He's deaf. Ray's video caught my attention, and I decided I wanted to get to know more about him and his family. So earlier this month, I set up an initial meeting with Ray and his mother. Of course, an interpreter was needed to assist with communication because his mother, Valerie, is also deaf. At this particular meeting, the interpreter ended up running about 30 minutes late. So there I was with Ray and his mom, Valerie, who are both deaf. As we waited for the interpreter, we struggled to communicate because we don't speak the same language. I later learned this was the first time Ray interacted with a person who had little to no signing ability without the aid of an interpreter. It was difficult. This experience reminded me of how important it is to look at each situation through a student's lens. Every individual student has a story, and we have to make sure we're paying attention to what those stories are. It was then I made a commitment to learn more signs, and I've been working on that. In our district, we have more than 100 students who are deaf or hard of hearing. Many people don't understand what life is like for these students and their families. This type of diversity may not be tied to census or research findings, but it's one of the things that makes our district so amazing. There's so many unique things to the deaf culture. For example, instead of always having to spell out each letter in your name, a name sign is used. Ray's name sign is this: R for Ray and L for little. And together, they make Little Ray. And you move it back and forth because he is such an active young boy. As an educator, I've worked with a few students who are hard of hearing in my career, and I have a name sign. Mine is G for graph, and you move it near your forehead because I'm tall. At this time, I would like to introduce you to Lil Ray, and I want you to help me welcome him to the stage. This is how you applaud.
Hey, Ray.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
You're looking sharp.
Yeah, so do you.
Thank you for coming here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
School's starting soon. Are you excited?
Yes, I am excited.
Why are you excited?
Because I'm going to see my teachers and my friends.
In school, what's your favorite subject? Math, science? What?
Science and math. Yeah.
What grade are you going to be in?
Second grade.
What are you learning in school?
I'm learning about science and math. And just doing activities.
Is school hard for you? Is it a struggle?
Yeah, math is a struggle, adding and subtracting.
Yeah. For me too, yeah. How is school helping you learn?
Well, first, my teachers help me, and then I practice every day, and I do my homework.
Awesome, cool, good job. You said you love trains, right? And
Yes,
riding in trains?
Yes, I love trains.
Why? Could you explain a little bit more about your train?
Well, trains are really cool. In Japan, they have like the fastest trains in the world. And I rode a train in Talkeetna. And I like how it goes on the tracks and the engine, and it's steel, a big steel machine.
Have you ridden a train before?
Yeah, in Talkeetna.
Wow. So where?
I'd like to ride a train in Japan. Yeah, Japan. I'd like to go there and ride their trains. They're so fast, a bullet train.
Whoa. Wow. I have a surprise for you and your family.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I can't get you that ride on a train in Japan.
Oh.
I'm sorry about that. But we are going to give you a train ride here in Alaska.
Oh, cool.
Look over here. Ray, over here. Over here. Look at me. We're going to take you down to Seward, to the Sea Life Center, where you can see the fishes and animals.
Wow, can I see him like jumping in the water? Cool.
Yes, you can. Your whole family is going to go with you.
Oh, yeah. So I can ride with my family?
Yes, you can. And in the future, you could build those trains, those bullet trains here in Alaska.
Yes, the bullet trains, fastest trains in the world. Really fast.
Yes. And these will be donated from the Alaska Railroad and the Alaska Sea Life Center.
Oh,
this
train.
is for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You inspire me and you inspire this audience. Will you help me say goodbye?
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
We're done. Come on, let's go.
Those tickets were donated by the Alaska Railroad and the Alaska Sea Life Center.